Hey everybody, Tony D with another Piney podcast. How you doing? Well, I'll try to get into some other non-beer virus related news today. But to recap the beer virus stuff, the beer virus, the cases in New Jersey have gone up slightly, back to 3,700 or so. Seems to have plateaued, but this is again 2 weeks ago. People were still kind of going out. People still reaping the wind of not taking this seriously from the previous time. But hopefully this is going to stop very soon. Maybe next week we'll see a sharper decline. But at this point, it is what it is. So continue to social distance and hands and mask and whatnot. I think this thing is going to be done, or is going to have to be done by the end of April. I don't think they can keep things closed that long. It's funny, I got a call from my boss at the day gig I was working, and they're kind of still open in a small way, which I thought was interesting, because part of the business over there, I guess, was considered essential and okay. But 2 days ago, while I was pissing and moaning about the beer virus, there was another forest fire. Something like 1,000 to 1,200 acres burned. I believe it was in Cumberland County, I think it was. And so that's no good. But again, for the Pineys, we have this every year. Part of the pines burns, and we're used to it by now. That was seemed to be relatively contained. I don't think it's burning anymore. And hopefully, Joan, don't mess up the Piney podcast. Hopefully that's going to be it. But as you all know, and I've said this before, whenever there's a forest fire in the pines, that is an opportunity for the dwarf pine to grow bigger. We have a special species of pine in the Pine Barrens called the dwarf pine, and it grows much better after a forest fire. So there you go. The former mayor of Cherry Hill, John A. Rocco, passed away. He was sort of a big deal in the area, and was involved in government for many years. But he did not die of the beer virus. He was elderly and died from a different respiratory cause, they said in the paper. So it's a shame on that. But it just was interesting because I remember seeing his name all the time when I would go to the voting booth in New Jersey. Not for mayor, but for I believe he was involved in other statewide political things, and he always seemed to be on the ballot. So the name sort of struck a chord with me when I saw that he passed. And so that's about it for the Pine Barrens. Nothing really else going on. Still dealing with the fallout of the beer virus. Still forging ahead. I hope you're planting your gardens. I hope you're planning on getting your life back together in the next couple of weeks. I'm trying to get a book written before this is all over, because then I'll probably be scrambling, and then my excuse not to write will be, oh no, I gotta do something. I gotta get out of the house. Quite frankly, I was talking to my family, and we had my birthday hit right before this. We had my folks, their anniversary was yesterday. So we've got some family gatherings that we've missed out on because of this. We're all locked in our houses, and we normally have a whole thing. Who else's birthday was it? I think my nephew too. Yeah, my nephew's birthday. He was born the day before me. Although I think we did something for his birthday. We never got around to mine. And I, as you know, didn't have my birthday sushi. So there's lots of things still to do, Pineys. So hang in there. I know it's tough. I know it sucks being stuck at home. I know you've binge watched everything. Now it's time to try some of those things, besides getting ready for the eventual going out. But it's time to try some of those things that maybe you never had time for. I mean, this is really an opportunity. You have to look at it that way. Unless you're caught up in some drama in your own home, with somebody being sick or something. This is your opportunity to read books, to start a hobby or try something that you never tried before, to watch movies and TV shows that you never watched before. I know I still haven't watched The Irishman on Netflix, and I kind of still want to see it, even though I hear it's not that great. But it's quite an investment of time. But for me, being stuck at home, that means work. And I'm also trying to get this book done. It's going to be a sequel to Wokistan, a novel, which is available at Amazon.com. So that's it for the Piney Podcast. I will see you next time.